Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the new addition to the special offers in the pack market. And you can't make this up, bro. Like, Galaxy Opal Brandon Ingram is the viable player with MT this week. This is the worst viable player with MT yet. Like, Karl-Anthony Towns and Dwayne Wade the last couple weeks viable with MT. Not the best cards, not the most desirable cards, but not awful cards. Brandon Ingram's release stinks. He is downright not very good at the shooting guard position, even compared to a bunch of free cards. Like, I would rather use free Pink Diamond OG Anunoby than Brandon Ingram. Probably would rather use free Pink Diamond Jaime Hawkins than Brandon Ingram. Not to mention guys like Pink Diamond Kobe who are still who are still obviously lock-in options. If you've been locking in these sets with MT each week like I have, good chance you have some shooting guards as well, like I have gotten Vince Carter, Iggy, Jimmy Butler. There's a bunch of other shooting guards. Not to mention all the other free cards that you could be running at the shooting guard position. Guys like an Elgin Baylor. Like I said, OG Anunoby, and then all these other potential reward cards. I see no reason for literally a single person in the community to buy this. Not one. And here's my problem. 2K continues to gatekeep everything desirable behind spending money or gambling, besides the guaranteed free content each week, which is the bold content and the occasional locker code, the occasional, like the Earth Day content this week on Monday was cool. There is occasional other free content as well, but for the majority of the time, everything good that truly is desired besides the bold content basically is gatekept behind spending money, almost certainly. And most of it is kept behind gambling, where you almost don't even guarantee yourself anything you want. If you really want the best of the best cards in the game outside of a couple of free cards, you basically have to gamble for all of them. And the only cards they've made guaranteed to buy, I mean, even with the VC, the cards they're making guaranteed to buy, guys like Penny, Akeem, Lonzo, like very good cards, yes. Definitely better than the Cat, D-Wade's, Brandon Ingrams that we've been seeing for MT, but still not the best of the best cards. It's not like they're putting Dark Matter Wembanyama out here to buy with VC. It's just, it is exceedingly money hungry. It's exceedingly greedy, and anybody who doesn't see it is fooling themselves. The problem is there are so many people in this community who are gambling so hard still that I just don't see a realistic end in sight to this. Because, I mean, you see teams constantly. If you're playing online, especially if you're playing in Unlimited and things like that, you are going to run into gambling-only teams constantly. And there are people like me who aren't spending money on the game and aren't gambling personally and are locking in sets of MT each week here and there. And that's about it. And they still have a good team. There's a lot of people like me who have a good team and can compete online without the gambling. But I just think they're 2K. They're making a lot of money from this. I guarantee it. That's why it's sticking around. And at the end of the day, if that's going to continue to be the case, if they're going to continue to make a lot of money, then people are going to continue to this. Number one, this is going to continue to be the strategy of content that 2K implements. And number two, we're just going to continue to see this level of greed and poor content when it does come to stuff that is actually accessible. And unfortunately, I don't think this is an issue that's going to be coming to an end this year. I think this is something we're going to wake up and 2K25 is going to be out, and we're going to be sitting here. The first week we're going to have 3 desirable amethyst cards that are going to be pack only, and the only way to get them is by gambling. And it's going to be the same way from literally day one, I think, next year in my team, which is really unfortunate. And it's something where, like, a lot of people honestly have to just make the conclusion of, like, is this game even really worth playing for me anymore? I think that's something that a lot of people have to discuss with themselves and decide for themselves, because it's a money sink, man. It really is. And for a lot of people, it has become a huge money sink. And honestly, I have finally managed myself to kind of snap out of the, I guess I wouldn't say spending addiction that 2K has, because I wouldn't say I personally have ever been in that category personally. And also, as a content creator, any money that I put into the game is money that I'm getting out of it at the end of the day. So even if I was spending money on the game, it's for a purpose. The majority of the community is just dumping money into this game, and that's not something that I personally have a problem with. Like, I'm not someone who's going to sit here and tell people what to do with their money, because it's your money and you earned it, and go do with it what you want. If that means you want to spend it on a video game to have fun, go for it. I got no issues with that whatsoever. But a video game that is this predatory and this just aggressively, literally aggressively just money hungry and money grubbing, to me is, I just don't understand how we can support this, and the amount of people still supporting it with their money, it kind of baffles me to a certain extent, to be completely honest. But at the end of the day, I mean, it is up to people to do what they want, and that goes for 2K as much as it goes for everything else. But don't expect this to end. Don't expect us to suddenly start getting great cards for MT buyable. Like, it's probably not happening. They kind of just continue to show that for the vast majority of the time, the cards in the player market aren't going to be great. The MT special offers are not going to be great. Even the VC special offers are not going to be best of the best, but they're going to be better to entice people to spend money. They're just not going to be incredible because, again, if you want to really get the best of the best, you have to gamble for it. And that is the entire point of what 2K is doing, is trying to suck people in, trying to get people to spend money, trying to get people to spend $100 on packs, not get what they want, and spend another 100 because they're fiending to get the card. They are basically just feeding off of people's gambling addiction. I mean, we see it with sports betting these days as well. It's the state of the world that we live in at this point. I mean, it is really unfortunate, but we literally saw, I mean, it's infiltrating everything we enjoy about sports and sports gaming, and that's a real shame, and unfortunately, it's something that's not limited to my team. I mean, we're seeing this shift towards more and more and more money-hungry policies and money-hungry practices, even in games that have been notoriously good when it comes to free-to-play content, like in MLB The Show, has hugely shifted this year towards more of that money-hungry idea of gameplay and of content. And I don't know. That might just be the way sports gaming is going to be, unfortunately, for the foreseeable future. I think it's going to take major economic correction and major just things to change in general, not just in sports gaming, but in the world as a whole, for these types of things to change. But gambling is dangerous, man, and it's becoming worse and worse, I think, for our country. And that's honestly the bigger issue for me at the end of the day, is that people are just... I don't think people think before they make decisions when it comes to their spending in a lot of ways with games like this. And it's just like, we got to think, is it really worth spending the amount of money that people are spending on a weekly basis to open packs when you can spend that money on so many other things that are much better uses of that money, or just saving for the future? I don't know. I just think if they had never done this gambling only content and they had dropped top cards each week buyable with VC only, I would have much less of an issue with it, because at least the cards would be guaranteed to be able to get the cards you want. But the way that it's been recently is just, I cannot stand behind it. I refuse to stand behind it. I refuse to support it myself, and I refuse to publicly support it on my channel or anything along those lines. So at the end of the day, y'all can do with your money what you want, but stuff like this, seeing an unsellable, just terrible opal as the MT offer, and just it's a slap in the face. That's what it is at the end of the day. It's a slap in the face. It's a screw you. You're going to keep spending your money. As a community, we know that, so we don't have to give you good content and attainable content and good things for MT, because we know that it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're gonna keep making our money regardless. And that's 2K's mindset. At the end of the day, they're a business, so can you even really blame them? Well, that's for you to decide personally, but obviously, this sucks. I mean, this is a lame special offer. I feel like I got onto a little bit of a tangent there and just started ranting, but this is terrible, and it's really, really annoying, and it just continues to disappoint me, because for whatever reason, I kind of allow myself to get my hopes up week to week that something is going to change and things are going to get better, but they just continue to not get better. And honestly, one of these days, I just need to stop getting my hopes back up and just let it go and realize that this is just the new normal, because at the end of the day, this is the new normal, and if you want to play this game, that's kind of what you have to accept. Regardless, that is going to do it for this video. I apologize for the negativity, but, I mean, 2K deserves it at the end of the day. So, I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.